expanding. So I really enjoyed that, and I liked the book, and it's very compelling. And I look to see, I guess with the course, again, we talked a little bit about it, is the structure, and then, you know, what we do and next steps. And one thing I feel that I think Celia and Edwin have been talking, and so I think, Celia, you have your own course. So it seems that there's, as I understand vaguely, there's you know, we're trying to integrate your course into this. So I would certainly be open to be, you know, exposed or, you know, take the training, because we went through, I forgot, the compassionate listening, you know, training and stuff like that. And that might be, those two trainings plus the book might give us a nice basis for rounding out a curriculum. So I'd be open to that. And then next, I've been thinking a lot like Bob, and about circles. And what I thought we would do is that, you know, quickly establish some criteria, you know, about how many times would you participate, or what would you need to do to be a competent facilitator. I think that, you know, we certainly don't want to have a person go through and then, you know, go out and not really understand the process. On the other hand, we don't want to make it too difficult and want to spread rapidly. So my idea would be, we would have a criteria facilitators, get them facilitated up, and then, you know, have, like on the website, say you want to be listened to, and people could sign up, and then we'd have a bunch of facilitators, and then we'd all have our Zoom accounts. And then when we got, you know, 4 people, which wouldn't be very much, yeah, okay, facilitator, and these are just numbers I'm throwing out just to throw something out there. You know, say for 4 weeks. All right, so we make a commitment for 4 weeks. We'll do this facilitation, after which, you know, you can decide to go on or do something else. And so that's one of the ways I kind of see it spinning up. And, you know, and you would just get, okay, this, and no. So those are some of my ideas. But I can't emphasize enough, when I heard in Edwin and everybody else, my appreciation for all of the empathy and humanity that's being shared. The process itself is, you know, is the goal. Mm-hmm. I really believe by participating in the process, you actually achieve the goal.
Yeah, maybe I'll do some reflection here. So what I'm hearing there is that you really appreciate the course and the connection with everyone, and so the doing it is the goal. So the means are the end, and it's that kind of humanity there. And then it's also like, what's the next step? And you're looking at like how to kind of ramp up and spread the empathy circles and the empathic listening. And you're seeing a way that, you know, create a website, a way to get people to sign up, and then people, you know, everyone can start facilitating their own empathy circles and kind of create a structure for that, and and then be sure that people who have taken the course, that they can then start using it and become facilitators and spread it, and so it needs some sort of logistics there to kind of set up those logistics. And it sounds like you feel enthusiastic about taking that next step to do that, as well as the course that Celia put together.
Yeah, thanks. I haven't heard that.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel fully heard, or is there more? Anything else? No? Anything else?
For the time being. There's
for
always
the time being, okay. There's always more. Okay. Yeah. So thanks. Celia, do you want to?
Yes, definitely. I had to close my spreadsheet because even with it closed, it's so delayed. I don't know how come.
Oh, do you want me to share it on the screen, or?
That would be wonderful.
Okay, let me do that, and then you can see it. Hopefully that's big enough.
So yeah, I thought it was fabulous to work through this book. And for me, I looked with different eyes, of course. I looked with also how does he present it, and how do I do that, and what does he mean here, and what would I mean there, etc. So it was fabulous for me to expand myself and to grow from that. And he had several exercises that I very much loved, and I would like to steal from him. So I don't know how that works, but I will always mention his name anyway. Like I also mentioned the name of Thomas Gordon in my own classes. Well, I love the group, of course, our team. I love everybody so deeply. I so much gratitude for showing up, being here, sharing your personal experiences. That by itself is an awesome quality of these empathy circles. The only thing is, I know I'm a dedicated person. You have maybe more sight on how it works with different groups, Edwin, because you do already 6 groups. So you may feel, is this something that people really do, that they really are consistent coming, or do they come now and then? Do they, so I wondered about that. Mm-hmm. Let me see. I thought the practice of, yeah. And that this practice, that this reflective listening can be used straight away from the get-go.
Yay!
Fabulous. Yeah, fabulous. Like, man, this is an awesome skill. And I, as I told you, I had to add it to my stuff, because I never did it that way, and really had to get used to that. But I think it's fabulous. And in the empathy tent, even though I have not much experience there yet, but it worked. I love, Edwin, by yourself taking this leadership, and wow, it's amazing, and guiding us through the sessions. So that is one of the things that I also thought. I think a facilitator is major for groups. I think one leader is nice to have the facilitator. And with that, and I did not add that there, but I agree with Bill that yes, we should teach or train the facilitator in what their task is. Yes, definitely. What I missed is probably some loose discussion time, just go back and forth, and people interrupting each other and so on. the good old stuff. So, and how I would like to continue is to show to the group the 6-lesson proposal that I created, to see if that is something as a basic for the training of listening. And this was interesting, because I joined your team because I thought, wow, he really zooms into listening. I wanna know more. I wanna that aspect of the whole peaceful conflict resolution that I do, the aspect of listening, really specifically dive into it. And I was so thrilled by actually now coming up myself with 6 lessons that zoom into it. So so I thought, wow. I created training that I wanted to have. Okay, so I would love that, to propose that and to share it with the team and see what they think about it. Getting the comments, adjustment, and additions, and then see if we can come up with the videos that I think at certain points that there should be videos. And we could maybe do it. We could do a ad hoc sessions with that. Let me see. And then facilitate a course with new groups. Yeah, so each of us then would facilitate the listening part only, the basic 6 listening parts, to see how that works. And because I think it is different than William's book, and I think William's book can be a course by itself too. So yeah, that was
okay, great, thanks. So I won't reflect. I was giving reflections,
yeah.
but you did such a, I think that was really clear. Plus people could see it written.
Yeah.
So, okay, so for me, I wrote it out as I like, I wish, what if, which comes out of the human-centered design kind of a question. So the like is, I just love the solidness and dedication of this team. And like you were saying, Celia, it's not every group is like this. You know, it's just like, it's like, you know, like Bob and Bill have, you know, they're empathy team members. And so that kind of added an extra strength. You're a facilitator, you know, that, and a real, you know, advocate. So this is like a special dedicated group. And so I really love the commitment and enthusiasm of everyone. It's been a really good growing learning experience, you know, so from scratch, when we started this group, there was no website, you know, it was like sort of built the whole website out of just, you know, developing it for, you know, this group being the lead group that always on sort of the cutting edge. And so really, I think a lot got created. If you look at the website, it's a huge amount of resources there now. So what I like is the outline of the course, because my problem has always been structure. Like somehow my mind kind of goes all over the place, and it just causes me pain to create kind of curriculum structure, because I feel somehow I don't want the structure. But I love it when somebody else creates it, you know. So I appreciate it when somebody creates it. So, and I can kind of contribute to it and so forth. But somehow I've always kind of, I don't know, something about it. I don't know what it is and so just having this course is having a structure that's laid out. It just created so much ease and you know, that in a good structure that I can kind of build on and then do iterations, you know, kind of redesign it. So I'm really grateful, you know, that Bill brought that out, because it's really it's sort of been the spark, you know, for working on this training curriculum. So it's really it's given the first steps for, I think, for really creating this. So that's really, so besides that, I just love the connection with everyone. I feel like we're really friends, and like Varsha, she's always asking these questions, you know, it's just a delight. You know, every time I just think of her and her asking her earnest questions, it's a delight. And, you know, with Peter, you know, he's been doing empathy stuff a long time, and, you know, I just really enjoy the connection with him, because we've connected online around political stuff. And so it's just been a dedicated, you know, special experience with this team. So I wish it was clear on how people could contribute. So there was, that question came up, and I really didn't know, you know, how could people really contribute, or what would, you know, how to, but I think everybody's sort of doing in their own way, that it's sort of just emerging, because I'm not too good at delegating. So, you know, Bill and Bob are both, you know, working on the empathy tent and kind of coming up with your own ideas on how to move forward and now to facilitate. So, so that's moving. And then Celia has just been doing a lot with, you know, creating the new training. And so we've been meeting. And so I guess it could have been more efficient, but I don't know really what else I could do. I wish we could have designed more refined exercises. Like there's all these different exercises, and I created the exercise, sort of the beginning template for it. But if they could be refined into really, you know, good exercises, and I would have liked that to kind of happen, and still can. There's a lot of notes. I take a lot of notes, but nothing ever happens with them. So I feel like it's kind of like a waste, you know, in a sense. It's like, I like that the ideas get jotted down, but somehow to have a way of taking the notes and turning it into an article, turning it into something coherent and productive. I just don't know what the answer is to that. There's all these insights, all these things that get generated, like in our empathic listening. But what do we do with that? It seems like somehow it could be organized and being turned into some meaning, like I said, articles or something. I don't know what. So anyway, I kind of stuck with that. It doesn't feel totally productive. And we could create something really, something that could really, is it something, we put our videos up there and maybe 5-10 people look at it on YouTube, and some of them have had a couple hundred views on Facebook. But is there something we could create that kind of goes viral, it could really get a big audience? So that's kind of what I wish for. So what if is we continue making, like for the next 2 or 3 meetings, that we actually work on creating a video, introductory video to how to do an empathy circle. We're kind of starting on that, but to really get a refined introductory video that we could have for the beginning of any meeting or any empathy training group, and then that everyone be able to use the video to host their own. It'd be a tool for everyone who's wanting to start, doing their own training, and it sounds like everybody wants to do that. It'd be a tool that we could use, that everybody could use as an introduction. And then that we do the 6 lessons, after 2 or 3 meetings, we do Celia's 6 lesson course. And we start with the introductory video. Maybe we could create, some videos that support each of those lessons. And it can start with just a slideshow. It doesn't have to be a video. It can be just a slideshow introduction. And then we kind of refine the slideshow. And then the slideshow, then we can just narrate it and turn it into like a little video clip. So that's kind of it for me. And yep, Celia.
I wanted to still mention to Bill that my 6 lessons are not part of the big training that I do. The 6 ones are really focused on what is important for this MOOC training. So I really grabbed elements and tried to combine them, focused on listening. What is listening? And my own training is empathic communication. Training is a whole other ball game. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had talked about kind of what do we need for, what is it that we really wanted for, the culture of empathy circles.
Yeah.
And so it's really a redesign of the book to kind of speak to what it is we're trying to create. So, yeah.
But I'd be thrilled to tell a little bit more about my big training, my large training. So
sure. Do you want to do that now, or is that?
I don't know.
Take a few minutes, or did you want just to add to finish?
Yeah. No. I think not now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
As just let me do a reflection of Celia for a second.
Thank you. Yeah.
So as I understand it, those 6 lessons are not your big course, but essentially, as I understand it, you've taken elements from your big course and looked at the training that we've come up with, and then created these 6 elements, which is an amalgam, to address some of the learning outcomes we'd like.
Yeah. And specifically for this subject here, for listening, empathic listening.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.